So we got to talk about Silicon Valley Bank, how they collapsed, and how this is affecting the crypto market. Don't forget to like and follow. So Silicon Valley Bank was a commercial bank that specialized in holding and loaning money for capital venture institutions and for tech venture startups in the Silicon Valley, California area. And before last week was the 16th biggest bank in the United States, making this the second biggest bank collapse in history and the biggest since the 2008 financial crisis. So how did this all happen? So the simplest way I can put this is during the 2020 COVID stimulus era, Silicon Valley Bank benefited heavily from massive inflows of cash from its investors, tripling its spreadsheet. And as being part of the fractional reserve banking system, it only needed to keep 10% of its cash in reserves and was able to invest and loan the other 90% as it saw fit to bring in profits and then eventually make all its customers whole. So what they did was they made a $100 billion bet in US government bonds, hoping that the Federal Reserve wouldn't raise interest rates. But instead what happened is over the past 2 years, the Feds increased interest rates at such a high rate that they were going to report a $1.5 billion loss on their investment. And news of this created a perfect storm of a 60% stock wipeout, and that many investors got scared and were trying to pull all of their money all at once from Silicon Valley Bank, causing a liquidity crisis which they could not cover and forced regulators to shut down the bank this past week. And what made matters special and even worse in this case was the standard FDIC insurance policy only insures depositors up to $250,000 per insured bank. And this being a huge capital venture tech startup bank means that only 2.7% of deposits were less than $250,000, meaning that 97.3% of the money they were holding was not FDI insured. And this is what caused a huge scare from investors trying to pull out what money they could at once, because anything over this amount will take years in courts to recover. And that's pretty much the gist of the situation as we know it right now. We don't know what ripples and consequences it is going to have, but is undoubtedly going to affect the broader market. We just kind of have to wait and see. We do know it is affecting the crypto market slightly, but that is going to be another video as of right now. But I would like you to tell me in the comments what you think about this and what you kind of think of, this flawed fractional reserve banking system and how, that kind of led to this collapse and how this is very similar to 2008. And I just want to hear your guys' thoughts. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to follow and like.